I'm going to share with you some of the Hubad system, which is from the Filipino martial arts that we practice at the Dayton Kali Academy. Now, what I like to start the new student with is what we call the High Trinity. And I'm just going to show it to start like this. I'm going to put a trap here on his weapon, and I'm just going to show this is the angle 1, the angle 2, and the angle 8. That's the High Trinity. And now what we got to do is just play those angles back and forth. I give him the angle 1, he blocks it, hooks it, traps it, and he gives me the angle 1. We just go back and forth. That's called angle 1 for 1. And then you tap it to the angle 2, that's angle 2 for 2. So he's going right there, that's angle 2 for 2. Back to the angle 1, and now we go to the angle 8, which is right down the center line. There's many variations on how to defend it. I can go on the inside and lift it up, or I can parry on the outside and lift it up. See, just move slightly. Now my blade is on center line, his is off center line, and we're back on center line. We'll play like that. Now after the student learns the High Trinity, the next variation I like to teach is variations on feeder and receiver. We're going to go to the empty hands. I'm going to disarm, and then when he's ready, he's going to disarm. Now we go to the empty hand. And it's going to be the same angle. So here's the 1, there's the 2. Now instead of angle 8, it goes into the punch, like that. Now, slowing it down back to the 1. Instead of, this is normally on the empty hand, you show up with the fist, and that will represent the holding the weapon. But it doesn't matter if the hand is open like that. It's still the angle 1. Now the other variation we look at is the defensive side. The first basic we teach is the block, and we bring it around on the high line and then trap it. And he does the same. The second variation is you can block and scoop it and trap it. And there's variations on the trap itself. Is it palm down? Is it palm up above the elbow? You can pick it, okay? The third variation is the wave. You're on the inside of the structure, now you're on the outside of the structure. And finally, you can also smash it and pass it like that. That's the 2 count, which can be hazardous, but you might have to do it. And I let the students mix back and forth between those at will. Okay. Also, with inside the Hubad, you can switch sides. And for the purpose of this video, I'm going to try to keep it simple. That's the angle 1 for 1 with the right hand, but I can switch to the left hand. Okay, now we're on the left side. Now I can switch back to the right side. I can switch outside the structure, but I can also switch inside the structure. Now the angle 2 for 2, see we're hitting with the right hand right there, but I can switch it and go hit left hand like that. On the punch, we're hitting right hand for right hand, but anytime I can switch it. And now we're on the left side. And there's many switches here. See that? Now, into the elbow range, we're hitting with the right. And sometimes the elbows start to slightly walk in a circle, okay? Now we're hitting with the right hand, but I can also switch and hit it with the left hand. And I can hit it back with the right hand. Now, from the angle 1, what we also go to is the uppercut. And from the uppercut, you can also switch to the left hand. You can switch it back to the right hand. And now you tap it, angle 1, angle 2. Also inside the Hubad, we can go trap for trap. I can trap the 1, all right, and I can also trap the 2. Sometimes you may be able to trap the straight line. Now I can allow him to do that back. So you trap the angle 1, and then I'll do a revolution and I'll trap the angle 1. Now he'll trap angle 1 again. There's many traps. Or I can trap the angle 1 again. Or I can trap the angle 2. And it just goes, you try to keep it in a flow state. Back and forth, counter for counter. The other thing you can do inside the Hubad is lock for lock. And there's many locks. I can lock, and maybe he can counter it to the same lock, but sometimes he's got to go to a different lock. Take one more lock. Now you can kind of put it all together in one grouping. See, I can hit the 1, I can trap the 1, I can lock it, I can also sweep it, and then we go back in the flow like that. Okay? The last thing I want to share with you is how we isolate the numbering system at the close quarter. There's two ways I like to show it. The first way is I'll just come in here and I'm going to trap this, and he's going to allow me to run the numbering system. See, I can angle 1, I can angle 2, I can 3 and 4. His hand's there, just cut the hand. Here's 5, here's 6, here's 7. 8 can come this way, or 8 can go all the way down. 9, 10, 11, 12. The other way we like to run it is from the block, and I'll just crimp it. See, the 1 can be like this, but the 1 can also be like that. And the 2, the 3 and the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 8, 9, 10, and 11, and 12. And you really got to play all those angles and more back and forth in the Hoobud system. The beauty of it is it gets messy. It's going to break down. And you got to keep flowing. That's what you want. You want to achieve flow state. The beauty of the Hoobud system is you get extremely high reps. And you can load those skills pretty quickly into your muscle memory. And you don't stop the flow. If it breaks down, and unless you're hurt or injured, you don't stop the flow. You keep going. You adjust, 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 and just keep flowing. That might not be for public consumption.